All right. Good, good, good. Well, hi. Okay, everybody. Hi, everyone. We'll get started here. So glad you're here. I'm Dr. Hishaw, proud founder, Diversity and Dentistry Mentorships. This is our third annual goal setting webinar workshop, and we really like it. This year, we're doing a little bit near the end of the month so that you've had some time to kind of think about what it is you really want to set your intention on. And our goal today, many of you know the pillars that make up a good goal, right? A smarter goal, but we just want to make sure that we're just revisiting. Sometimes we think about it and we don't write it down, and we don't have someone accountable, and then those goals seem to kind of fall off the wayside. But before we get into it, I just want to welcome our mentors here. As you know, our goal here is to help you succeed in your goals, whatever that is. We have a united goal in wanting you to go into dentistry, but let's say life takes a different path, and that is okay. As mentors, our goal is really to make sure that you are reaching your true potential, not changing that mindset that might be kind of a closed mindset that makes you give up on things, and just have a community here with all of us that we can kind of build each other up and see that you're not alone. That's the main thing. You're not alone through all of this. And we're here to kind of champion for you and be in step with what your goals are. Oh, how many times? This could be a drinking game. How many times I said goals? I'm just going to
Goals.
do that. So I'm going to hand off the mic over to our Vice President, student Dr. Luma. She's also the Programming Mentor Chair of all things programming. So that's matching the mentors, setting up these webinars, making sure that we are addressing the needs that you have. And then I'll be excited for her to introduce our guest mentors who are going to walk you through tonight's webinar. So, Luma?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Laila. Thank you all so much for making the time. Again, it's a Wednesday. It's a hard day to make time. But just by you being here, I understand that you're invested in your future, not just in dentistry, but in your future and the goals for the year. Um, I would like to explain why we are not on the first Wednesday. The first Wednesday of this month fell on New Year's Day. I really, really wanted to have a session that day, but someone refused. Just kidding. But starting this year, we are going to have one webinar a month, which will be every first Wednesday, and one mixer, the alternate month, which is going to be every third Saturday. So the times are still the same. We're just going to alternate months. So it is really important to start off on a good foot. I am really excited for the mentors that are here today. I know some of you are here just for them. Some of you are here just for them. So thank you. I do have a planner that I'm going to share. Please print it out, make as many copies as you need. But for the breakout room today, please use it. It is really interesting when people talk about like your top 10 priorities. A priority is one thing, the most important thing. And your goal for this year, hopefully, it's like what it should be every year to be successful in whatever it is that you plan, be it to get into dental school, be it to work your way towards those plans for dental school. So please print out this planner. We have the best of the best here with us to help us along the way. If you do not, when you get the chance, look up their bios, look up about them, see the way they're inspiring our mentees going forward. Without much ado, I would like to introduce one of my exercise models, one of the people that is doing it all and doing it so elegantly. She may be younger than me, but she's my goals for everything dentistry. Dr. Bell.
You Now I don't know what to say. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. I am so happy to be here and just being able to connect with you all, and just hopefully be able to be just more involved with diversity in dentistry all year this year. Super excited about goals tonight. So a little bit about me. I am a little bit into fitness. I'm an avid 5 a.m. workout girly, but I am a current practicing dentist in Raleigh, North Carolina. I work in private practice. I also teach part-time at my alma mater, East Carolina University School of Dentistry. our school of dental medicine, and I work part-time at a PEDS office. So I do a little bit of everything, but my favorite thing to do is to mentor and to give back and to help students reach their goals and reach their goals of getting into dentistry or whatever that is in all avenues, whether it be getting into the gym, getting into dental school, or just making everything work in a cohesive schedule that allows you to accomplish everything that you want to accomplish. I'm originally from Elizabeth City, North Carolina, and did residency in Atlanta, Georgia. So I am happy to be here and can't wait to interact with you all.
See, I told you all she does it all and does it so elegantly.
That's
And
great. We're so
then,
happy to have you.
yes, and then the one and only Mentor of the Year 2023, um, the one that can help you with everything military and how to survive and succeed. He gives way too much of himself, and I volunteer him for everything. I don't volunteer, I volunteer him for everything that is needed, like this session. And we are forever grateful to him. The one and only Dr. Dentonio Worrell, the other Dr. Worrell.
The lesser Dr. Worrell, is that what you're saying? Hi everyone, my name is Dentonio Worrell, Dr. Dentonio Worrell. I'm a board certified endodontist. I'm originally was born in Brooklyn, New York, but I grew up in Barbados, the island of Barbados. I attended University of Maryland dental school, and then did endodontic residency in the United States Army. So I'm a practicing dentist in the United States Army right now. Um, Getting pretty close to retirement. But anyway, I can talk all things scholarships, military ways, also National Health Service Corps. I've helped several mentees get those scholarships as well. And I'm just here to help, whatever you need. Let's see. I guess I could talk about working out too, because in the military we're chronic 4 a.m. workouters, not 5 a.m. We're 4 a.m. workouters. Um, but yeah, whatever you want to
Kind
talk
of
about,
outshine.
whatever y'all want to talk about, I'm here for you.
Thank you both so much. As you can see, giving up your time, Dr. Bell has been up since 5 a.m. and Dr. Worrell since 4 a.m. You do have access
Oh,
to
I have
people.
to get mine in. I worked out at 5:30 this morning too. I did. Then went to work, and then I had a meeting at lunch, and then I had to work after the afternoon, and I'm here.
Not to be
Just wanted
left
to let you
out,
know.
I mentally worked out this morning. I woke up and studied.
All right, let's get ready to go.
So,
All right, really quickly, since we got a huge group, I would love to have everyone say hi, where you're from. I know a few familiar names and faces, but there's some I don't know. Do you mind starting it off, kicking it off? Where your name, where you're from, and where you are in your dental journey.
if nobody volunteers, can I just call out names?
Oh, I
Um,
said Leah. Did you hear me? I'm not cutting out.
I didn't hear you. I'm so sorry. Hey
Yeah.
y'all. My name is Leah Bennett. I am a pre-dental student. I currently serve as the mentorship intern for diversity and dentistry mentorships. I did apply to dental school this cycle. So I'm just kind of like playing the waiting game as people do. Um, yeah, I'm glad to be here and happy to see some new faces.
I'll wait for the next person or I'll call out.
Tisha Davis, and I am actually applying. I'm originally from Anderson, South Carolina. For those who don't know, Anderson, South Carolina is where Chadwick Boseman was from, so the Black Panther. Um, and I actually am a non-traditional student hoping to apply this cycle.
Thank you. Gabriella is saying that it's loud, but she's introduced herself in the chat.
My name is Artemis. I am originally from Iran, but we've been in the States for 7-8 years now. I'm a junior in my undergrad at UMKC. I am supposed to apply next cycle just because I haven't taken organic yet, but I'm gonna meet with the dental school advisor next week to see where I'm at with that.
Thank you.
And you're a UMKC, right? I just saw that.
Yes, I'm here at my undergrad.
All right, great. And sorry, my internet is unstable, so I'm trying to figure out why. That's why my camera's off right this second.
Noah has also introduced in the chat. Anybody else? Je viens de appeler quelqu'un. Rosella, il faut que tu parles.
I can go next.
Okay.
My name's Natasha. Oh, is someone else going? I can't hear.
No, it's okay.
Do you want me to
Go
keep
ahead,
going?
Natasha.
Okay. My name is Natasha. I am from Connecticut. I am a non-traditional student also, or an applicant. I am currently a practicing dental hygienist, and I'm hoping to apply this coming cycle.
Nice to meet you.
Hey everybody, my name is Courtney. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina. I am a non-traditional applicant as well. I actually work as a patient care coordinator, and I plan to sign up this cycle as well, or to apply this cycle as well.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name's Matthew Sabibi. I am from Shawnee, Kansas. I go to KU and I am a senior in my last semester. I am currently looking to take the DAT in August and hopefully try to apply to UMKC sometime shortly after. It is a long process, but I'm very driven to get there.
Thank you.
I love all my hometown folks in here. That's exciting.
Yes. Anybody else want to share?
I want to welcome Jasmine in. Jasmine is one of our new interns here with Diversity and Dentistry Mentorships. You want to
There
say
she
hey,
is.
where you're from?
Hi, I'm Jasmine and I am from Massachusetts and I am a junior in high school.
She's starting early.
Yes, I'm really excited to be here and work with you all.
Yeah, we're so glad to have you. This is what we're trying to reach to our high school students, get them on the right path. So thank you for being here.
Okay.
And Christy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christy McLeod. I've been with Diversity in Dentistry for a while now, I think since 2019. I majored in biology at Savannah State University. I lived there most of my life. Currently, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I graduated in 2024 with my master's of public health with the emphasis in dentistry, and I am still on the path to applying for dental school. Nice to meet all of you. Welcome, all of you.
You.
When is that? What is it this cycle? Are we doing it this cycle?
I think I'm gonna have to wait till next cycle, the 25.
Okay. Okay.
I could go. No one else is. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. My name is Benitra Hips. I'm a non-traditional applicant as well. I'm from Lake City, Florida. I was a teacher for about 7 years and I resigned and started getting back into what I wanted to do. I just finished my master's this past December at Southeastern University in medical sciences. I was about to apply this cycle, but we got completely displaced from the hurricane. So hopefully I'm just starting from scratch and looking forward to applying this cycle. I actually have a Spark session with Dr. Bell again tomorrow. So I think I'll go in well prepared.
Yes. Yes, you will. Yes, you will be. Praying for a swift recovery for everything. I think that's everyone.
Okay, if we can jump, if anyone else, I mean, I don't know if you guys are multitasking and doing other stuff. You don't have to introduce yourselves if you don't want to, but I
I'll
know
introduce myself,
we want to
Dr. Hishaw.
get to some business.
Kimberly.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kimberly Newtall. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and I'm currently attending Meharry for the MHS program, and I'm also a non-traditional student as well.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Lynn. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Unfortunately, we're not making it to the Super Bowl. So that happened. Please save your face. Don't even look that way. I see you looking. But
Sorry.
yeah, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I'm a postgraduate student. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here and looking forward to learning from this session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad to have you back. And then I see Nord.
I'll introduce myself. My name is Isaiah Lewis. I'm from Woodbridge, Virginia, and I'm current D1 at VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University. Yeah, happy to be here, happy to support the mission. If you guys have questions about the admissions process and whatnot, I can definitely be a resource.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely, after we go over the overview, break out it and come back, want to open it up, open the floor to questions, and that would be, valuable to have your insight. Yeah, he's at VCU doing great things there. And of course, as you know, Luma is also in dental school. So we have those resources as well for you. Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
So everyone's got the planner.
Does everyone have the planner? Does everyone have the second page open? If not, if you could please, if you don't have something to print it, download it, access it now, please try to get it sometime, especially after this. That way you can actually write down your thoughts. A lot of people believe in a vision board. I have not been blessed visually like that. I don't have the time to cut out things, but it is amazing how much when you put your words or your thoughts or your hopes, when you actually visualize it, how much you can work towards it because you give yourself that plan on how to achieve it. So the main thing about goal setting that I just wanted to reiterate, which we have mentioned several times in diversity in dentistry, it usually starts with mindset. For any of you that have gone through any of our programs, you know I'm very big on getting your mind right. You need to get your mind in the position of how can I word it? Like as someone said during one of my goal setting workshops for this year, like when you make your goals or when you're thinking of making your goals, add some audacity to it. Be able to believe that you can do whatever it is that you put your mind to it. And then make your vision. Cast your vision as broadly as you want. All of it. As you think of dental school, think of the grades you're going to get and all of that. Include that while you make the plans on how to achieve it. And then, especially since a lot of you mentioned that you're non-traditional, protect your time. Learn how to build those boundaries. I'm looking at Dr. Laila. Protect your time. Learn how to build those boundaries. And then a lot of you did mention the discipline. Motivation is great, but you need discipline to follow that motivation. With those in mind, think about how you're going to do these goals. As we shared, this is the third session of our yearly goal setting workshop. It is important to have these written down. It gives you some sort of accountability, not just to yourself, but to that piece of paper that you wrote it down on. And without much ado, diversity in dentistry, we do follow the smarter goal setting. So I will let Dr. Bell get started with the letter S.
All right, guys. So we all know that goals need to be specific and they need to have a set goal on what we're trying to accomplish. We can always make goals, and if we don't put them into action or we don't take the steps to put them into action, then they're just wishes. And so in order to bring them into reality and actually accomplish them, they need to be sensible, they need to be significant, and we need to be sure that we can trace these things. So you always want to make sure that you're answering the 5 questions: who, what, when, where, and why. Why being the one of the biggest ones, because that why is going to keep you motivated, which is going to help to build discipline. But you want to make sure that you're answering those questions. So if our goal, for example, is to gain admission into dental school, that's a broad goal, but we want to make it specific. So what do we need to do to be sure that we gain admission? Whether that is, I need to improve my DAT score. Break those things down into specific goals so that you can check them off. You can, one, feel accomplished, but you can also stay on track.
Thank you. Dr. Laila with the M. Measurable.
I'm sorry, it's me next. I just couldn't unmute. All right, but now I can't see I'm doing measurable. I'm doing measurable. First of all, thank you, Dr. Bell. That was great. Did anyone have any questions about that at all? And I love the idea of, I think the goal here for everybody is trying to get into dental school. So now we're going to go to measurable. You know what you want to do. Perhaps the goal is, in this cycle, perhaps this is the second cycle, or you're waiting to achieve a goal of getting a higher DAT score. So how would you measure that your score is higher if you're setting that goal? Well, is it the score that you're going to measure? Like you have a benchmark of what you're trying to raise it? Are you trying to increase the certain specific area by 2 points or what? But if you're just saying, I want to do better on the DAT, that's not going to help you know that you've actually achieved that measurable portion of it. You don't set exactly what that is. And that can go in for if the overall goal, as we were giving the example of improving your DAT score, then you can start breaking it down into smaller increments of what you need to do. It's all about small, progressive, consistent things that you're doing to help as far as like studying, getting with a partner, but making sure that you have clearly defined what score you are trying to aim for on a DAT. So making it measurable and writing it down. Okay.
Thank you so much. Again, it should be something that you can measure. If you cannot measure, you cannot really tell if you've achieved it or not. The next item on that smarter goal is that the goal should be attainable. It should be achievable, but then you need to know when you've attained it. So you have to have that goal that you agree to. You need to know, okay, this is the point. This is the point when I take that DAT. This is the point when I turn in that application. This is the point when I reach that goal. Wait, Dr. Bell. This is the point when I do this particular task. So it should be attainable and agreed upon. That way you know if you have achieved it. And then another aspect, the R, the goal should be relevant and realistic. Being relevant, it should apply to your long term. For instance, we all know to get into dental school, you have to do well on the DAT. It is realistic to say I'm aiming for a 24. It is not realistic to aim for 30. That is not realistic. It should be result based. You should actually see a number that lets you know you've achieved it. It is a great goal saying I'll do better on the DAT, but it's an even better goal saying that I'll get a 21 on the DAT. And once you do that part of the hour, you should be able to find the resources for it. As you make the goals, plan on how you're going to get those resources for it. Just being here and learning from mentors or spending this time with mentors, that is a resource you're taking advantage of. Maybe it's going on to Reddit and finding all those free resources they have it. Find a way to get those resources that you need and make the goal realistic, relevant, achievable, attainable. If you break it down into like these little pieces, you can easily make the bigger picture of what the goal will be. I will let Dr.
I
Worrell.
know when you were
Mm-hmm.
when you were talking about the prevalent goal,
Mm-hmm.
um, and
Your network you're breaking up a lot. Dr. Laila?
I think he kicked her out.
It kicked her. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I could continue until Dr. Hishaw comes back.
Okay.
But just to make one comment about what Luma's topic in terms of realistic, a perfect example I think I can give you all of that is being realistic about your timeline, but also your capabilities. I'll give you a perfect example. I've had a couple of mentees recently, which I'll give the exact example. Attempting to take organic chemistry and physics and organic chem lab and take the DAT all at the same time. It's probably not a realistic goal because your chances of doing well in all of those areas is probably, realistically is not that high, right? Anything's possible, but you have to also be smart about what you're trying to do. And I've had mentees recently basically trying to do all of those all at the same time, and in both instances, two different ones, they failed miserably. Maybe I shouldn't say miserably, but they didn't in one case, they didn't end up doing well in either class nor the DAT. I know they're looking at pushing forward and their timeline, extend their timeline out to like another cycle. Whereas maybe sometimes it's better just to slow down, be more realistic about what you can achieve in a given time frame, and then move forward. So I just want to talk about that aspect of being realistic. In terms of my topic, time bound, it's pretty self-explanatory. You need to set a start date and a finish date for your goal. That's going to give you a sense of urgency to accomplish what you're trying to do. It's going to help you to prioritize the tasks that you have before. So, like for instance, goals to get into dental school. We have to get into dental school. We have to complete certain prerequisites. We also have to do the DAT. So setting a timeline for each and every set of those individual tasks that lead to your larger goal will give you a sense of urgency, and will also help you to prioritize which things need to be done. So, like the example I was given, do I need to do physics this semester? And then organic this semester, or anatomy this semester, to lead up to myself being able to do the DAT. Given, I think I want to say Matthew, I think it was Matthew who said you plan to do the DAT in August. Well, you want to look and see, okay, well, are you going to get your scores back in time, to then apply to be early in the application cycle, because the earlier you are in the application cycle, the better. So for in terms of consideration from the schools. So all those things need to be considered in terms of being time. But bottom line, set a start date and a finish date for your goal, and then along the way evaluate. Hey, am I realistically going to meet this, or do I then need to extend my timeline further?
All right, and I will wrap us up with E and R because we're setting smarter goals. So the E is going to be for evaluating. It's very important that when we're setting any type of goal, whether that is reading a book, going to the gym, studying for the DAT, it's very important to evaluate where we are. So did we set a reasonable goal? Are we actually making strides? Are we being consistent? Are we staying on the goals that we set? So it's really important to always check back and evaluating. And you're going to take this into dental school as well. Luma can tell you there are going to be tons of tests that you take all the time. You need to evaluate those study habits. If what you're doing is not working, switch it up. And that's where we come in with the R for revising. So if something is not going well, it's okay to take a step back and revise. Just like Dr. Worrell just said, it might not be a good idea to take 6 of those heavy courses and the DAT at one time. After that first week of classes, if you know it's not going well and you seem overwhelmed, take that step back, drop that class before it becomes in the before the add drop period ends. Take a step back, revise, and then get back to it. It's okay to take a step back, but it's always the best thing to do is set yourself up for success in the beginning rather than setting yourself up for failure. So it's okay to evaluate and definitely okay to revise. I don't know how many times I revised how I studied in dental school, but clearly it got me to be here. But it's okay because you change, you grow every single day. So definitely make sure that you're evaluating your progress and revising. And I'll turn it back over to Luma.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bell. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns, anything you would like to expand on based on goal setting? At the end of this, we'll have questions about everything else. So based on goal setting, does anyone have anything to talk about? Because we're about to go into breakout rooms. It will be 3, 4 of you with a mentor to take the time. This is what I'm planning on, and get the input from these people that have gone through it, have seen a lot of the challenges that you all have seen. You all talk about being non-traditional. I came back to school after 15 years. So and majority of us have seen that non-traditional route and how challenging it can be. Or you have someone like Isaiah that applied to 8 schools and got into all 8. That is with overcoming a lot of things that he had to overcome. So if you have any questions before we go into these breakout rooms, but then do understand that you have people that do not know you, because I'm sure some of you are seeing us for a very first time. But then giving up on Wednesday, when you get into dentistry, you understand how important that Wednesday rest is. They're giving up this Wednesday to help you evaluate what your plans are and what you can add and what you can subtract. So do you have anything to add before I send us to our breakout rooms? Does
I just
anybody
have a
have anything to
question.
ask? Yes.
So regarding what Dr. Bell said, that advice I wish I had heard sooner, where she was like, take a step back and add a drop in class when you know that you might not be able to handle it. So I learned this like maybe halfway through my undergrad, so I am aware that I have some explaining to do with my transcripts. Do you have any advice on like whenever I get to the dental school interview? I know I'm gonna have some explaining to do because there was definitely a full semester where I had to retake courses.
Well, the biggest thing is that you already know where your shortfall was. And so my advice for that is always packing it in like an Oreo. So you're going to address the concern or setback or the struggle that we had. You're going to talk about what you learned from that. And then you want to spin it at the end with a positive ending of how you're going to use what you learned, what you gained from that, and how it made you grow into being a better student and better applicant, and how that's going to help the school.
Okay, that does make me feel better. But one thing too, do I bring this up at an interview or do I wait for them to ask me about it?
They are gonna,
Okay.
I think that I feel like every time I've had a mentee or when I do interviews myself or when I've seen interviews be done, they're always gonna ask.
Okay.
I will say there are gonna be some interviewers that their job or their mission is going to be to throw you off a little bit to see how you kind of titty tap with answers to questions, because they want to see how you act under pressure, because dentistry is a very high stressful situation. So you can always talk about it. The good thing, the thing about it is you know what those shortcomings are. You're not trying to cover it up. You've recovered from them and you've shown improved progress. So in your case, I would definitely say making sure whenever you're focused on the DAT, give yourself that time. You've already learned to not overwhelm yourself. Give yourself that time, take all the steps that you need, and make sure you hit that score out of the park.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr.
And just to include, before they invited you for that interview, they saw that semester. So do not have it like something that you should put out there first. They have already seen those grades before inviting you. I took part in our interviews for this upcoming class. They have seen that. They're looking to see how you adjusted, how you grew from it. Because every day, as Dr. Bell said, every day is a new challenge. How do you handle pressure? And a lot of people that choose to go into dentistry have a type A personality. It has to be perfect. it is important going in being okay with failing. It is better to learn how to handle failure before you get into this than to be figuring out how to handle failure while you're in it. So being aware that is something you have to explain, that is already a point up for you. Understand that they have seen that there was a lot more to you that they choose to have this talk with you.
Thank you so much. That really did. That was a lot of good advice.
Benitra?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, I ran into that problem this past semester trying to study for the DAT and do my master's program. And my grades in my program started to, decline because I was focusing on testing, and then I was already feeling like I'm 36, so I was already feeling behind. And then the storm happened. So I didn't know whether I was going to finish my program. And I'm just saying this that to like encourage everyone, like it's your race, your pace. Like if you're feeling overwhelmed, like take that step back, because now I feel like more than ever, like more prepared to be like a better applicant, not only because I finished my program, but because I took a step back and I was realistic about my current circumstances. So it's very important to understand that, like, the work, you got to put the work in. And I don't know, shout out to those master's programs, because being in those classes with the medical students is like, I don't know, I feel like it's like best preparation ever, because now I feel more confident about like how I'll perform when I do get to dental school, because I kind of already have like those study habits, because I did a lot of changing like how I study, and I'm glad I did it prior to getting into dental school. Like I kind of know somewhat what to expect. So not everybody has to take that route, but it definitely like kind of saved me.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you. That's really helpful and encouraging. And I mean, just to be able to speak to just your resilience and and how dedicated you are, that does speak volumes when you're in your interview, or something you can talk about in your personal statement. So that's great.
Yeah. Does anyone else have anything to add, or are you ready to go into the breakout rooms?
I don't know. Just to add this, because I've heard this before as well, since we have a lot of non-traditional students, don't ever let, the moment that those thoughts about, am I behind and all that comes into
Oh,
your brain, just remember, like, you can Google this, I used to keep the article for any mentee that brought it up, but the oldest person that I know of, or at least that I remember reading of, was a lady that graduated at 60. She was a dental assistant. Her whole career, she always had that dream early on, but she put it on, family, kids. Circumstances were just never the right time. But I think she was in her 50s when she decided, you know what, I'm going back to dental school. She took out a mortgage. I think, yeah, she did like a reverse mortgage or something like that, and to pay for dental school. But she graduated at 60, and I think you can still look this up online. And in my own class, the oldest people in my class were, I think they were 40 at the time. We had two hygienists, and they were 40 at the time. So don't ever feel as though you're behind. There's others that have done it, and this will continue to happen. So just be encouraged. Don't feel you're behind. Like she said, you're running your own race. So
just to emphasize on that, because I know a lot of you have reached out about, oh, is it too late? And also, when I choose to go back to school, I share this a lot. When I choose to go back to school, I do not know any dentist. There's no dentist in my network at all. So I went on Facebook and I found a dentist group. And I'm like, hi, everyone. I'm a 35-year-old mother of three boys and I want to go to dental school. And the majority of the responses were like, you're too old for this. You're not too old. I keep that post. I'm going to have it, especially on graduation day. There is no age that is the right age or the wrong age. You're doing things in your own time. There is a lot of growth that you take advantage of starting school after that life experience. There is so much more to life. Dentistry is a passion. If you're in it for the money, please go out. There are other things you can do. But there, it is a passion project. It is something you do because it's something you have to do. There is no timeline to it. Not at all. If you have to keep it up, put it off to next year. It is better to put it off to next year than to try to rush to do it this year because time is running out. Because whose time? Who made the timeline? Whose timeline are you working on? Because yours is different from anything else that there is out there. You're working on your own timeline. You're following your own passion. It is your own journey. Any other person's opinion is not you. In as much as it is important to look at those that have gone before you, that way they can show you the way, it is understand to adapt it to yours. That is why I like the reversible part of the goal setting a lot. Like you can make these goals, but after you know yourself best, sit down with yourself, your honest self, the self that you know more than everybody, and evaluate it and see if these goals align with your passion. Please do this for the passion of it. Do it for the passion because the status is there, but it's not worth it. The money is there, it's not worth it. But it is something that you do for the passion.
Yeah. I have no idea. But sometimes when you have such a big lofty goal, like getting into dental school, and is such a big a big step to take that sometimes you're like, I don't know where to start. Like, I know I need these grades, I need this DIT score. And then you get to that part of perhaps being paralyzed by just being over the overwhelm. And so having goals and taking time to set these goals helps to kind of center yourself and like really thoughtfully and logically kind of write out what is it I got to do to be successful. And that's why we really want you to go through it and write these things down so you can be intentional about how you're going to get to dental school instead of it just being some lofty thing that I'm going to try this, I'm going to, kind of throwing the noodle at the wall and see what sticks on your preparing for the DAT. What do you need to do to really increase that score? Do you need to have an account? You need to go ahead, a program, a course, but not just haphazard going at it. So that's all. Yeah, we
So
should break up.
without
Break out.
further ado, please follow along and go into your breakout room and we will meet back here in 15 minutes. Or I'll give it 17 minutes. It's 7:32 right now. I will bring everybody back at 7:30. Have fun.
Oh, we're the only ones who came back.
That did not feel like 15 minutes. It felt like it went faster. It felt like it went faster than 15 minutes. I'll put my email in the chat. I have a lot going on, but after being through the struggle, I don't want anybody to go through that. So I am available. I will respond, and we can work on a time to meet because that's something I do often. Because this is hard. It is hard, especially doing it later in life. That email. Because I keep
Luma, by the way, I never knew you were a mom of 3 boys. How in the world? I barely ate when I was in dental school. You talking about I had to feed 3 other humans?
3 humans and
Somebody wouldn't have made it, and it probably would have been me. Just saying. I was not that organized in dental school. So my hat is off to you. I'm always super impressed. But my level of just everything just went up 3 notches when I found out you were a mommy.
I have
Goodness.
3 boys, and then I have my nephew who is 18. He goes to U of H. And then I have a teenager. I have a 12-year-old, and my youngest just turned 7 yesterday. I know. And
Hats off.
they're in band,
You
they're in
you
orchestra,
are doing
they're
the thing, my girl. You keep up the great work, okay?
I try. When I tell you I'm fighting for my life, now you understand.
I was fighting for my life with no children, so you don't have to explain to me, okay?
I
You
am
don't have to
fighting for
explain
my
to me.
life. I I am fighting, and these kids, like they're in band, they're in orchestra, they have a basketball game tomorrow. They're still signing up in things as if they don't know mommy doesn't work and mommy is in school. So, but I think my greatest achievement so far is that they're still alive. I've kept them alive. I've kept them alive. So my goal for the next year and a half is to keep them alive. I'll forget about the oral surgery I'm applying for, but just to keep them alive. But I'm
You
applying
know I'm not gonna let
OMTS.
that. Yeah, you know I'm not gonna let you just let that slide.
Yes.
Oral surgery it is.
Yes.
Hear from somebody. Oh,
Yes.
I gotta go walk here.
Is everybody back? I think I see everybody back. So how was that? Did that help in any way organize your thoughts on how you go ahead and fill these forms? Anything anybody would like to share? If no one volunteers, you all know I'll call out, right?
Well, Isaiah and Dr. Worrell were really good help with answering any of my questions.
Thank you, Isaiah. Is it like something that you would like to share with the rest of the group?
We just talked about different ways to prepare for the DAT, and we were talking about like how it was tailored to our needs, so that was nice because we got to talk about how we could prepare for the DAT, not just students in general.
Nice.
And they were both very helpful.
Thank you both. To the mentors themselves, is there anything else, anything that you would like to share? Like after talking to some of these mentees one-on-one, like what is this that you think the rest of the group would like to know, or that you shared in your group that you think will be helpful to the rest of the group?
So in our group, I think, well, first off, everyone, I shared a link in the chat. It's one I've shared before, but it's from he's a business CEO. His name's Alex Hormozy, very successful guy. But it's basically his take on standardized testing. The DAT is a standardized test, just like all the other standardized tests, and it basically talks about like research that was done to show that. Okay, so it's one thing to, take your classes, get the knowledge, get your organic chemistry, your chemistry, do those classes in school. But at the end of the day, when it comes to standardized tests, the number of tests that you can do and go through and go over is proportionate to how well you actually score on those tests. So but you can watch that video, and if you have any questions about that, let me know. But it should motivate you, hopefully, just to do a ton of reps, a ton of reps, as many as you can. And so one of the questions I was asked was like, should you take 6 months to study? How long should you take to study for the DAT? And that's really going to depend, I would say, on you, your time frame, but specifically how much you can focus during that time. You want to dedicate time where you really don't have any other distractions. And that goes back to what I was talking about, being realistic. If you're taking some of your big heavy hitter college courses while you plan on taking the DAT or during that time frame, you may be setting yourself up for failure as opposed to success. You really want to be able to just focus, and whether that's 2 months. And I think in general, I think a minimum of 2 months is necessary. And I'd allude to, like, Isaiah or Dr. Bell or some of the more recent grads to get their takes on that. But I think too, someone talks about 6 months. That is an extended period of time to study, and we would hope that, as time goes on, our scores should improve during that. But I think you also run the risk of study fatigue, over that extended period of time too. I think it's much better to set a shorter time frame, but just focus like crazy and just dedicate your time. Don't be trying to work part-time during that time or anything like that. If you have to, it is what it is, but really try your best to just be able to just live, sleep, and eat DAT for that time before you actually take the test. And that should give you enhance your chances of success. Also, Isaiah, well, he can chime in, but he talks about like maybe the benefits of taking Orgo 1 before you actually take the DAT, how that could help on the test. But those are some of the things that we talked about in our group. So.
Thank you
Oh,
for that.
we had a good question. Thank you. That's great. And yeah, the longer you wait, there's more chance of stuff, distractions, something lifing that will mess you up and get you off track. So I like the idea of setting it a short term and getting it done. Also, you can see how you score. So if you're waiting 6 months to take the DAT and you were like totally bombed it, then you've just lost that cycle. So if you can be more focused and intense and get it done, then if you need to retake it, you have time. No, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, the format, the scoring format. Can someone touch on that? How they're changing that DAT? I
The
think
new
that'd be
format.
helpful to share in the group.
But I'm going to call
Okay.
out Natasha. I feel like I should not call out Natasha, but I'm going to call out Natasha. We talked about it in my group.
Yeah, we
Oh,
talked
you did? Okay.
a little bit.
Please
So
do.
they're changing from a 2-digit scoring to a 3-digit scoring. And then the only other real difference is that instead of getting your scores immediately, you'll have to wait a few weeks and they'll send them to you. So all the information will still be the same. However, the scoring is just changing. And I said in my group that I'm using Bootcamp, and they recently sent out a notification that says that they will be updating their platform to give you 2 scores, so that when you take their practice test, you see where you land with the 2-digit and then also with the 3-digit.
Thank you. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the schools respond to that, what they're bringing in.
Yes.
I guess it gives a little bit more of the curve. See.
It does widen the curve a little bit more. And as we have discussed several times in our DAT webinars, especially when it comes to studying for the DAT, the discipline is more important than the motivation. So you need to become very disciplined for it. A lot of us have shared that we are non-traditional students, so you need that discipline more than you need any form of like the main ingredient you would need to do this is the discipline. And if you can, as soon as possible, start taking full-length exams, because aside from the discipline is the stamina. And it's something that you're going to need throughout dental school because, like, for instance, the dental board is 500 questions over 2 days. So you need the discipline and the stamina. So prepare yourself to sit in that long stretch of time just doing questions. So if you're going to start reviewing and you're doing 10 questions a day, that is great. But start planning on doing 50 questions in one sitting and not tiring out your brain in that time. But a lot of these tips and tricks of what to do and what not to do, we do have it on our session that is on YouTube, where we go into a lot more details. I know just planning about it, just thinking about the DATs used to give me a headache. Just planning about it, thinking about it is stressful. So if you have the chance to go on our YouTube, I think we have 3 sessions already talking about preparing for the DATs. So watch it, get some input, get some insights, and I think the mentors or the participants during those sessions did leave their contact information as well, so you can always reach out to someone.
Just really, oh, sorry, Luma.
It's okay.
Oh, just really briefly in our session, we also discussed setting small little goals that help you reach the main goal. So a lot of times we'll write a goal. Let's say it's to score a 24 on the DAT, and then that's on the paper. And then life starts to life. We get involved in school, we get a new job, and then things just kind of go astray. Then it's 3 months later, and we've made no progress. So what I was talking about, I know Luma mentioned my fitness. So last year when I said I wanted to lose 20 pounds, I had 6 goals under that, which were to go to the gym 4 days a week, eat healthy 80% of the time. And so all those goals were something I could check off daily. So when we're studying for the DAT, put in 30, if you're light studying or heavy studying, whatever that is, I studied for 5 hours these days. I did 20 questions. So whatever that is, when you have your big goal, also make small goals. One, it gives you something to be proud of, and it gives you steps to continually check off, because whether we know it or not, it's one thing to say that we're going to be disciplined, but truth is we want to be disciplined, but we got to have some motivation with that as well, because it's going to be some days where you do not want to get up and study. It's going to be some days where it just seems like you've been chugging into a deep hole, or you've been swimming and you're making no progress. So set small goals that are going to help you reach those goals. And the quicker you can check those off, the more accomplished you're going to feel, the more motivated you feel. And then that's how you're building discipline along the way.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I love that. Yeah. Yep. That's so good. The only thing I just wanted to also add is just the accountability partner.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the key. And there's research behind that. There's research behind if you write it down, that you'll be more likely to achieve that goal. And if you have an accountability partner, I wish I could give you the statistic, but it's greater success if you have someone who's there just in the same phase that you are in as far as the studying goes. So that, sometimes you fall off the wagon. Let's say you did miss studying for the 20 minutes that you were trying to do daily, and then you miss the next day, and then you were like, I might as well just forget it. I'm just never going to be able to do it. Where that friend is going to be there like, oh, heck no, I'm not doing this by myself. Come on, let's go. I'll meet you at the library. Everything's better with a friend. So.
And thank you so much for that. And as I did share with my group, I am in Texas. My accountability partner was in New York. But her annoying self will call me at 7 a.m. her time when it's 5 a.m. my time, so I can wake up and study. And she did not miss when we had to study. She bought the boot camp, I bought the booster, and we were on there. Like, I had to take the practice exams on her boot camp, and she had to take the booster, and she would chew me out if she checks on there and I haven't taken the practice exam. I know for the last application session on the mentee WhatsApp group, some people did create that accountability group. So that is something you can take advantage of. Hey, we're taking an exam so and so month. Can we meet and study? It doesn't have to, it will be nice if you can have someone to go to the library with, but it can also work if you have someone on that Google Meet while you're standing up. Where are you going? Sit down. So it will be nice to be physical in the same location, but you could also do it virtual, because I know certain mentees in the mentees group were able to do that. And I have posted a link in the chat. Dr. Bell, can you choose a number, any number from 1 to 50?
7.
7. That is the attendance code for today. Please go to the Google Docs and make sure you complete your attendance for today. We do use our attendance for several things, including the scholarships. And the scholarships, the giveaways that we as well. That way we can make sure that you're participating and not just getting this. Thank you, Dr. Bell. Now I have one of her code letter number is 7. Just kidding.
Hey, yeah, before we end, I just want to make that Tisha and Christy can kind of get together as well. Can you guys share in a message, or I can stay. How about I'll stay on a little bit so we can make sure you guys connect there.
Okay.
Certainly.
Perfect.
Okay, Dr. Laila, did you want to choose?
Oh, no. No, just do your number. I can't, because I didn't really see
We'll do my
anything.
method. Okay, Dr.
Yeah.
Bell already choose a number. I'll have Dr. Worrell. Dr. Worrell, can you please choose a number, any number from 1 to any number? No, wait, we are 13. Any number from 1 to 13.
7. Lucky number 7.
Really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Benitra Hips. So for participating today, what we are doing as part of our programming team, we're kind of giving you all a little reward for being a part of us. We have been able to get a lot of help. Like, do understand there are a lot of people that support you that are like really hoping that you all can increase this 3% minority dentists. So Benitra, please stay on after. Let me get your information. You get a $50 Amazon gift card. So the more you'll participate, there are some incentives. Not that you should participate just for the incentives.
Right, right.
But the more you participate, there's some incentive because we do have some people that did get the $100 for Christmas. But we do have some funding that will help with that. And also, we do not have the scholarship for this month. We do have a $500 scholarship for one $500 for a pre-dental, one for a dental student. When we do get those fundings, we do give out those scholarships. We do not have it now, but do keep an eye out for that email that will come. And once you sign up for a mentor, you get added to our MailChimp. So the email that you use to sign up for a mentor, please check it often because we usually send our highlights. We have a newsletter that is very helpful. So do keep in touch with that. Most of you have my emails because I usually send you that welcome to diversity in dentistry. So if anything, please reach out to the VP at diversityindentistry.org. I will let the mentors go if they have anything else to add. Anything else?
Just
Just
keep up.
say,
Go ahead, Doc. You got it.
no, ladies first.
Just keep up the great work, you guys. You guys being here on a Wednesday night, wherever you are in the world, is definitely a step in the right direction. Continue to make connections, and just don't give up. It's a long journey, but it's worth it in the end. And you have so many people here to support you. So definitely connect, continue to connect. And I'm proud of all of you all already.
Thank you. Dr. Worrell?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, congratulations on your journey. Just making the decision to pursue the career is worthwhile. It's definitely a calling, like Luma was saying before, but absolutely worth it. And we're here, we're rooting for y'all. We're here to help y'all however we can. So just keep showing up, and I think good things will come.
Thank you. Dr. Laila, I'll let you
Yeah.
out.
Oh, of course. Well, thank you. I just want to thank you all for being here again, echoing what our wonderful members have said. Thank you, Dr. Bell. I'm just so glad that as busy as you are, you're taking time to just share your gifts, your energy, your light. And that's the thing is that the mentorship happens in this whole cycle. So as a new dentist getting into dentistry, Dr. Worrell, myself, who have been out a bit, We gain so much from being mentors to you, and we hope that you're getting the same. So thank you to Dr. Worrell. You give so much of leadership and service to this organization, and like Luma's always calling on you. Thank you for answering the call and always saying yes. And of course, Luma, for all the organization you do while you're taking exams and seeing patients and all that. I'm just really grateful. But to the mentees, your journey is yours. I hope you got that to be the underlying message. You will make it. You will make it. And you made the first right choice in finding mentors. If you haven't been connected, we will work really hard to get you connected. If you don't have a one-on-one this mentor, these webinars, you're going to have a handful. Like you have these great mentors who are here. So you can always get information, and it's great to have a variety of perspectives and backgrounds, to have multiple mentors. And so just coming on these webinars is where you can get that access, because the information is pretty much the same. We're going to say the same thing over and over. Don't give up. But it's what you're going to do on the daily basis.
Just when she was getting to the good part. As someone that has heard that speech several times, it is really what you do every day. The goal is big, you have that timeline, but it's the little habits that you do every day. It's the things you do every single day that will really give you the results that you need. So in the interest of everybody's time, thank you all so much for making it here. Dr. Bell, thank you. Dr. Worrell, thank you. And she's back.
I know. I just went out because I knew my stupid internet. I'm so sorry. I won't do it in this room anymore. But I am staying on for the mentees who wanted to talk to me about ATSU and UMKC. I'm going to stay on for that.
So if you did fill that
So we can
form,
stop recording. If you filled out the form, yes.
yeah, if you did fill out that form, this is your chance to talk about that.
Yeah, and Dr. Bell, Dr. Worrell, just in case you have other mentees that don't know about it, we've kind of established